Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rasa, I got you something.
Baby, I keep telling you to stop putting the belt on me when I'm... Wow, you got me a chair. It's extremely comfy.
Good, I've been thinking we should have more class.
Like what?
You're going to be reviewing a movie that won an Oscar.
Is this why you gave me a chair?
It's supposed to make you look more sophisticated.
So what's the movie?
The 2023 movie, Poor Things.
Pension. Okay, let's do this.
Huh? Where's Rasa? Well, he didn't shoot himself. Where'd he go?
Give me a moment, baby. I'm coming back.
Where have you been?
Shower.
Why?
Well, I had to clean off the filth, and I'm understanding why Hollywood's on fire now. Poor Things is a dramatic black comedy.
Why are you doing that?
I will explain. The movie starts with a black and white style Victorian London. And in the mansion, the doctor, Godwin Baxter, a scarred surgeon and professor, teaches his students about autonomy. He picks up a medical student, Max McCandles, to be his assistant as Godwin has a ward, Bella, a female with a childlike attitude, as she calls Baxter God, as Max's job is to take research notes about her, and as she does things from simple things like playing with her food to mimicking the doctor by stabbing a corpse with a knife.
That's messed up to do that to a corpse.
No, but giving a happy ending is.
What?
Hey, I had to watch this movie. I'm gonna make you suffer as much as I did. Max falls in love with her, and trying to understand her childlike attitude caused him to look through Godwin's notes to reveal the truth of Bella. That Baxter found the body of Bella as she did a high dive off the bridge. And before rigor mortis fully set in, he discovered that she was pregnant. And using the infant's mind, he placed it in the body of the mother and resurrected her.
So she's her own mother. Well, that makes more sense why she called him God instead of his full name.
She's a child in the body of an adult woman.
I know what you're going to say, and I had to stop you before it gets weird.
Trust me, BB. It gets weirder the more we go. During the time, Godwin asks Max to marry Bella, which confused Max at first, but he explains, one, technically he's like a father to her, and second, he's a eunuch.
If you see who his ex was, you'll understand why.
During the time everything's getting ready for the wedding, Bella is mentally aging faster, which does not make sense in any logic. When she wants to explore the outside world, they say it's dangerous, to which she throws a temper tantrum and had to chloroform her to stop. She decides to explore in a different way.
You don't mean...
Yep, she even demonstrated with vegetables.
I have no words.
Technically, you just said some words.
Smartass.
While getting the nuptials in order with their lawyer, Duncan, who runs into her, and she has a habit of calling him by his full name, Duncan Wedderburn. He's a skeezy lawyer who seduces Bella to go with him, as he's going to be traveling. Bella wants to go, as she believes Max will wait for him for the wedding, and Godwin allows it, even giving her some hidden backup money, to which Max refuses, only for her to chloroform him, and she leaves. I thought at first the black and white was to set the mood, as showing Bella's perspective, showing her bland, boring world, though the colors was also in black and white. And the moment color was introduced, when Bella and Duncan travels, and the first thing we see in color is...
hardcore nudity!
Well, besides not seeing the private parts, this was all lust, no love.
I'm sorry, Rasa, I didn't know it was that type of...
Save it, BB. We're not done with this story yet. At this point in the movie, I started to see more issues. I wanted to give Bella a lobotomy, as she keeps flipping between... I can understand the rest of endorphins that read to my brain, be able to understand why I enjoy the pleasure so much.
You are exaggerating.
Only a little. Duncan learns of a problem. She has no filter, and she says things, and if you try to tell her what to do, it only adds more problems. She's basically Sheldon Cooper but can get away with it because she can give you a good toss between the sheets. So his idea is to take her on a cruise, which she is wary. Makes sense since her mother did a swan dive with her in it. During her walk on the ship, she meets two people, an older woman and Harry. As they talk, it gives her thoughts on the philosophy, while Duncan's getting annoyed with the older woman to the point where he tried to drunkenly throw her overboard. But he gave up and went back to drinking and gambling. While with Harry, he says he's a cynic, but he's more of a lover of schadenfreude, as he loves to see people miserable or love to make other people miserable. As he did it the first time, showing Bella the suffering of people, causing Bella to give away all the money her and Duncan had to the ship workers who pocketed the money.
And they say it's hard to do scams.
Duncan freaking out of them getting robbed, only for her to say she gave it all away, and since they don't have no money, they get booted off the boat. Not before her saying this to Harry.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
In the snowy Paris, Duncan's trying to think of where to get money and shelter, and Bella explores around to find a brothel, to which she lets herself get laid for money, and when giving Duncan some food and explaining what she did, he snapped.
Well, I don't blame him.
He technically stole the bride. He has no high horse to stand on. It's even more sadder that she had money left over, which drove him mad. And Bella decides to just go back to the brothel.
Why?
She loves pleasure. The next scenes is just Bella learning the life of a prostitute, and besides gaining a female lover in Toniette and learning about socialism, we're also seeing her clients and their fetishes. This quote says it best.
Certainly not getting off to this, but I know someone in the world is.
Godwin and Max are coping with Bella leaving, and with only her sending letters to them, Godwin's disease is getting terminal, and to which Max decides to look for Bella, with Duncan being his only clue. Sadly, Duncan is in the nut house. Bella hears about this and travels back. She discovers the truth about herself, and she decides to reconcile with Godwin and decides to marry Max, for it to be cancelled because somehow Duncan got released. Which is funny since a nut house is harder to break out of than a prison. And before, Bella was mistaken for someone else, to which Duncan, using those clues, was able to locate her husband, Alfie, a general who came to bring back his wife, and she just willingly goes. Which we learn why Bella's mom, Victoria, did the swan dive, as Alfie is a sadistic person who would torture for fun or straight up shoot to kill a person if they showed defiance. Oh yeah, he's also a misogynist. Let's add more to his unlikability factor. And the fact Victoria's belly flopped to get away from this all, and also because she believed the child in her would also be a monster. Victoria wasn't wrong. Alfie prepares to submit her to genital mutilation, and is nice enough for her to decide, do you want to pick the sedative, or I could shoot you? She grabs a drink and throws it in his face, and they struggle for the gun, only for him to get shot in the foot, and he passes out. She takes him to Godwin's place to fix his foot and to sedate him, while she and Max spends time with Godwin in his last moments. And with Bella deciding to become a surgeon like Godwin, she, with the help of Max and Toniette, they transplanted the brain of a goat into Alfie's head.
So will he faint if he hears a loud noise?
And that was Poor Things. I could actually sum it up with one clip. That's what this movie is in a nutshell. It talks like it's the smartest person in the room, and sadly, the only other person in the room is a mirror of itself. The characters were confusing, as it felt like some were acting just for the paycheck. They kept switching from a fine language from a culture of the past to something you would hear if you go outside. Even the world didn't make sense, as they had stuff that looked like it would be in our world, and the only weirdness was from the mad scientist motif, but they had some weird transports like stuff that you would see in a fantasy story. Even its genre was confusing. It says it's a drama, but besides the last 30 minutes, most of the drama was like this. I want to do this. No. But I still want to do this. No. I will still do this. Fine, you can do it. They also said it was a black comedy. And besides the Frankensteinian monsters and what they did to Alfie...
Did you laugh?
Okay, there was a snickering moment when Bella came back to the doctors, and the first thing the maid said when saw her was, "The whore is back." I snickered a little. But I didn't really laugh in the style of a comedy department. Technically, it's still a child in an adult's body, and seeing the scenes, it just creeped me out. If she was just a head trauma or an amnesiac person and is just relearning, I wouldn't have felt this way. And all in all, it's just a coming-of-age story with sexual liberations and showing the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
The movie did win awards. It won for lead actress.
Well, be the only character with a character arc, it would make sense.
The Doctor had one.
His character was, his father was a scientist, and it's shown that he was a better father than his dad was. It was mostly just told, not shown, so he could have said anything and we could believe him.
It won for makeup and hairstyling.
Well, that would make sense with the outfits that the characters wore, and they made the scars look so realistic that I was questioning, did they really got surgery scars?
It won for production design.
Well, in certain areas it did look more like a fantastic fantasy setting, but the whole chapter thing with making it all black and white, I kind of felt like it was just mostly... This was supposed to be based on a book, and I'm afraid what the book is like if it's like this. All I can say is, if you want to see this type of movie, go right ahead. It's not my cup of tea. Then again, I don't think this is most of the guys' cup of tea, unless you want to see the... Let's end this. BV.
Shotgun. Wow, you got better.
Yeah, my sister's been teaching me how to use a shotgun.
Huh, I didn't know those Oscar-level movies were going to be like that.
Well, the bright side is I don't have to do this anymore. Okay, BB, now you could apologize.
I'm sorry I tried to add more class to the channel.
Is the next video gonna be more of an annoyance?
I'll pick one that's going to be less boring next time.
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody.